Tomorrow, a new season starts for the popular series The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. It's on the History Channel.
We'll be launching in 3, 2, 1.
Among the many reports in Skinwalker Ranch in Utah's Uintah Basin, 5 UFO sightings stand out as particularly mind-blowing. Known for its UFO sightings and paranormal activity, this place has fascinated and confused many for years. The ranch is not only famous for a television show, but also has long been a hotspot for strange and unexplained events. Is there something else hidden behind these reports of sightings? Let us dive into these bizarre phenomena that will change the way you think about alien life forever. Weird events begin at Skinwalker Ranch. In 1994, the Sherman family packed up and moved to a ranch out in northeastern Utah, now famously known as Skinwalker Ranch. This place quickly got a rep for all the weird UFO and paranormal stuff that went down there. Not long after they settled in, the Shermans ran into some pretty wild incidents, kicking off with this massive wolf that showed up. This wolf was no ordinary creature. It was huge and didn't flinch when the family came up close. Things got intense when it attacked a calf, and despite the Shermans firing multiple .357 Magnum rounds at it, the wolf just shrugged them off and strolled away without a scratch. That same night, the sky over the ranch lit up with strange lights. The Shermans couldn't help but think there was some freaky link between that fearless wolf and the lights up above. Over the next couple of years, their ranch turned into a hotspot for the bizarre. They ran into all sorts of odd creatures, like something out of a hyena's nightmare, which poofed into nothingness right after messing with their livestock. One visitor even got a glimpse of something that was almost invisible, moving super fast and letting out a spine-chilling roar. Weird noises and smells were part of the daily mix too. Imagine hearing heavy machinery grinding away underground, or seeing beams of light shooting straight up from the earth. They'd catch voices too, strange, unrecognizable chatter coming from the sky, making the whole scene even creepier. The oddities didn't stop at sounds and sights. The ranch itself turned into a bit of a strange zone. They found spots in their pasture dug out in perfect circles and crop circles that looked more like some meticulous geometric art, all arranged in triangles and about 8 feet across. But there's more. Come 1995, things took to the skies with a bunch of UFO sightings. The Shermans spotted all kinds of flying objects. One looked like a flying fridge with lights that glided silently over the ranch. Mrs. Sherman even had a close encounter with something that seemed ripped out of a sci-fi flick, a stealthy, blinking object hovering right over her car. Then there were the orbs, floating spheres in shades of orange and blue that seemed particularly fond of hanging around their cattle. These sightings turned into a regular event, adding to the ranch's growing legend as a hub for the unexplained and unusual. Those blue orbs around the ranch really spooked the Sherman family. Every time one of these eerie lights popped up, a wave of dread swept over everyone. One evening, Mr. Sherman noticed a blue orb bobbing near their home and figured he'd send his dogs after it to see what was up. But instead of coming back, the dogs just vanished into the night. The next morning, Mr. Sherman's heart sank when he found just a few scorched patches of grass and some weird greasy residue right where he last saw his dogs. That was the last straw, and the family decided it was time to pack up and move away from the ranch. Adding to their woes were these bizarre incidents with their cattle. Imagine finding your cattle dead with cuts so clean and precise that it looked like a surgeon did them, and not a single drop of blood left behind. The organs were gone too. It was clear to Mr. Sherman that whatever was happening on their ranch wasn't just spooky, it was downright hostile. This saga with the bulletproof wolf and the UFOs really put Skinwalker Ranch on the map for anyone into the paranormal. The sheer weirdness and the variety of freaky stuff that went down have made it a hot spot for folks who study UFOs and ghostly tales. To this day, the ranch stirs up a lot of debates and has folks scratching their heads. wondering about what's really going on out there. With strange events still fresh in their minds, the Shermans were about to learn that the weirdness at Skinwalker Ranch was far from over. Strange lights and flying discs spotted. When the Sherman family first settled into Skinwalker Ranch in northeastern Utah in 1996, they started experiencing some really odd things that put this place on the map for strange happenings. Among these were glowing orbs and floating discs that caught everyone's attention. The orbs the Shermans came across were fascinating and a bit unnerving. These weren't your average light fixtures. They ranged from the size of a golf ball to as big as a basketball. It seemed like these orbs knew how to avoid bumping into things and often moved as if someone or something was guiding them. They weren't just aimlessly floating around. They dodged trees, rocks, and sometimes they even seemed to notice when people were watching. The orbs shone in vivid colors, blues, oranges, and yellows, each seeming to have its own set of rules. The blue ones, though, were particularly spooky. Anyone who saw them felt a wave of fear wash over them, a deep, unsettling kind of dread. One night, something happened that really stuck with Mr. Sherman. He noticed one of these blue orbs floating around one of his horses. It wasn't just hanging there. It was bright blue, and the air around it felt like it was buzzing with electricity. As Mr. Sherman got closer with his flashlight, trying to figure out what it was, the orb zipped away so fast, weaving through the trees and vanishing into the darkness. That incident didn't just spook them. It made them pretty certain that these glowing orbs weren't just some weird natural thing. But it wasn't all about the orbs. The ranch also became a hotspot for seeing these bizarre discs in the sky. These weren't just any UFOs. They came in all shapes and sizes, some looking like the classic flying saucers, while others had more odd, innovative shapes. These discs could move in ways that didn't make any sense according to the usual rules of flying. They could stop on a dime, shoot straight up into the sky, or zip away at incredible speeds, all without making a sound. Keep watching for more. One encounter really stood out to Mrs. Sherman. She was near her car when she saw a disc hovering above it. This wasn't a subtle thing. It was decked out with flashing lights, almost like it was a flying disco ball. There it was, just floating in silence. Then, in the blink of an eye, it shot away faster than anything she'd ever seen. These events, one after another, started shaping Skinwalker Ranch as a real point of interest for anyone intrigued by the unexplained. The Sherman's stories of intelligent, colorful orbs and silently swooping discs didn't just make them wonder. They caught the attention of people all over who are into the paranormal and the possibilities of otherworldly visitors. The odd goings-on at Skinwalker Ranch really pulled in a lot of attention, not just from curious folks, but also from serious researchers and big organizations. One major player was the National Institute for Discovery Science, set up by Robert Bigelow, who made his money in real estate. This group got really into trying to figure out what was happening at the ranch, running their operations from 1996 all the way to 2002. They weren't messing around. They brought in all sorts of tech like cameras, sensors, and a whole bunch of other gear to catch evidence of the weirdness. But despite all their high-tech tools and hard work, they kept a lot of what they found under wraps. So, even after all that research, most people were left scratching their heads, still filled with more questions than answers. The long history of the ranch and all the investigations it sparked have really fueled a wildfire of theories about what's actually going on there. Some researchers think those glowing orbs and flying discs might be some kind of super advanced technology, maybe even from another planet. Then there are those who think the ranch could be like a crossroads between different dimensions, with portals that let all sorts of things pop in and out of our world. This idea gets some steam from stories about creatures and objects that seem to just appear out of nowhere, as if they're stepping through some kind of cosmic doorway. On the flip side, you've got the skeptics. They're not buying any of the spooky talk and have their own takes on the ranch. They suggest that what people are seeing out there might just be tricks of light or maybe planes and drones that look strange from a distance. Some even think it's all a big show, a bunch of hoaxes strung together. These skeptics also point out how easy it is for people to get carried away, especially when there's a lot of buzz about a place like Skinwalker Ranch. They believe that when a bunch of people expect to see bizarre things, their brains might just start playing along. Even with all the doubt and questioning, the sheer number of weird reports coming from Skinwalker Ranch really sets it apart in the world of unexplained finds. It's not just a few isolated stories, it's a whole bunch of consistent reports about glowing orbs, weird flying discs, and other odd happenings that keep the intrigue alive. This ongoing question continues to pull in researchers and those who are fascinated by the unexplained, making the ranch a standout spot in paranormal studies. Stay tuned for more on this. Back in 2016, the ranch found itself under new ownership when Adamantium Real Estate Holdings took over. The new boss, Brandon Fugel, didn't just sit on the property. He kicked things up a notch by setting up the Skinwalker Ranch Scientific Research Group, SRSRG, pulling together a team of top-notch experts from different scientific fields. They're using the latest tech out there to get to the bottom of the strange goings-on at the ranch. Their investigations even caught the eye of the History Channel, leading to a TV series called The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch that started airing in 2020. This show gives everyone a front-row seat to the high-tech investigations and deep dives into the questions swirling around the ranch. Since the mid-90s, the ranch has been more than just a place with a few strange lights and odd sightings. Over time, it's turned into a major gathering point for anyone interested in UFOs, the paranormal, or just the plain unexplained. People look at Skinwalker Ranch in different ways. Some think it's a beehive of alien activity, others see it as a doorway to other dimensions, and still others believe it's a unique blend of natural and psychological elements that mess with our perceptions. No matter how you slice it, Skinwalker Ranch is a place that just doesn't fit neatly into any box. It's one of those spots on the map that continues to challenge our understanding of the world, drawing in the curious and the skeptical alike, all eager to uncover what's really happening on this strange stretch of land in Utah. As night fell on Skinwalker Ranch, the line between real and strange got even blurrier, leading to an event that made no sense. Portal opens, strange craft appears. The 2002 portal and craft sighting at Skinwalker Ranch is a standout event from a place known for its long history of weird and unexplained happenings. This ranch, tucked away in northeastern Utah, has been dubbed UFO Ranch due to its frequent paranormal activities and bizarre sightings. The name Skinwalker comes from a creature in Navajo folklore, a shape-shifting witch, which relates to local indigenous tales of supernatural beings, even though the ranch is pretty far from Navajo lands. In 2002, a team from the National Institute for Discovery Science, NIDS, an organization dedicated to researching the unexplainable, witnessed something truly astonishing. They saw what looked like a portal opening up in the sky. From this portal, a metallic, saucer-shaped object emerged. It hovered for a short while before it vanished, and the portal closed right after. This event wasn't a one-time thing. It was part of ongoing strange occurrences that the research team was tracking at the ranch. The stories of strange events at Skinwalker Ranch go way back. They've been reported for centuries, starting with early European settlers and local indigenous tribes. These groups shared tales of seeing fireballs in the sky and other strange aerial phenomena. In the 1990s, the Sherman family, who owned the ranch at the time, reported numerous unusual experiences. They encountered giant, out-of-the-ordinary animals and unidentified flying objects. One famous incident involved a massive wolf that seemed unaffected by bullets. The NIDS team, led by Robert Bigelow, put a lot of effort and resources into investigating these strange reports. They set up surveillance systems and conducted various experiments to try and understand what was happening. The 2002 sighting of the portal and craft was one of many incidents that have cemented the ranch's reputation as a center for inexplicable activities. And there's even more. Other remarkable events reported at the ranch include sightings of glowing orbs and hovering discs. These orbs varied in size and exhibited intelligent behavior, often dodging obstacles and moving in precise patterns. There were several instances where witnesses claimed these orbs interacted with their surroundings in ways that suggested some form of intelligent control. These experiences contributed to the ranch's mystique and appeal for those fascinated by the unknown. The ranch has not only attracted researchers, but also curiosity from the general public. People are drawn to the anomalies and the potential of witnessing something otherworldly. This curiosity has transformed Skinwalker Ranch into something of a legend, a place where the boundary between the known and the unknown seems exceptionally thin. The ongoing interest in Skinwalker Ranch is fueled by both its strange past and the continuous flow of new reports and findings. Each new story adds another layer to the rich tapestry of legends that surround this place. As research continues and more events are documented, the ranch remains a key location for those who are eager to explore the limits of our understanding of the paranormal. The connection between Skinwalker Ranch and the nearby Bottle Hollow, a man-made reservoir, has piqued the interest of researchers for years. Back in 1998, a police officer reported seeing a massive light dive into the reservoir and then shoot back up into the night sky. In 2002, which was around the same time as the strange portal sighting at the ranch, 4 young guys witnessed something incredible at this same reservoir. They saw a blue-white light go into the water and change into a shimmering, belt-like beam of light that then zipped away into the darkness. These strange happenings at Bottle Hollow have been linked to other famous UFO sightings across the globe. Take the 1994 aerial school encounter in Zimbabwe, for instance. There, several schoolchildren saw what they believed was a spacecraft landing near their schoolyard. They even talked about receiving mind-to-mind messages from the beings they saw. The children's accounts were consistently detailed, sparking a lot of research and heated discussions about what really happened. But that's not the whole story. The phenomena at Skinwalker Ranch continue to capture the imagination of both the public and the scientific community. The ranch's history is filled with tales of weird sightings, strange lights, and encounters that seem to come from another world. The 2002 event, where a portal appeared and a craft was seen, remains one of the most persuasive events, suggesting that there might be something truly unexplained flying in our skies. The investigations at Skinwalker Ranch have always been surrounded by a mix of skepticism and controversy. Researchers like Colm Kelleher have not only reported seeing strange crafts, but also bizarre encounters with humanoid creatures and other unexplainable activities. These reports bring even more depth and complexity to the study of this unique place. Despite the doubts and challenges, the quest to understand what's happening at Skinwalker Ranch continues. The blend of historical records, first-hand accounts from witnesses, and scientific studies help to create a fuller picture of a place deeply entwined with the strange. The 2002 portal and craft sighting is a particularly standout moment in the ranch's strange history, offering a peek into the possible existence of phenomena that go beyond our usual understanding. This ongoing interest in Skinwalker Ranch isn't just about the thrill of chasing UFOs or unraveling a good story. It's also about the deeper question of what these phenomena could mean about our world and the universe. Are we really alone, or is there more out there? Each new report, each documented sighting, and every piece of evidence gathered by researchers adds another layer to our understanding of these age-old questions. The stories from Skinwalker Ranch encourage us to keep an open mind and continue exploring the unknown, pushing the boundaries of what we think is possible in our reality. Just when it seemed like the ranch had shown all its weirdness, a scary encounter in 1997 reminded everyone that more strange things were still there. Creature with glowing eyes. In 1997, an eerie event at Skinwalker Ranch further cemented its status as a hotspot for paranormal activity. Biochemist Colm Kelleher working with the National Institute for Discovery Science, documented a chilling encounter with a large humanoid creature and the discovery of strange tracks, adding another layer to the ranch's strange history. On a cold night in March 1997, while conducting fieldwork at the ranch, Kelleher spotted an unnerving sight. Positioned in a tree about 20 feet up and roughly 50 yards away was a large humanoid figure. The most striking feature of this figure was its eyes, which emitted a penetrating yellow glow that stared directly at Kelleher and his team. The silent, unwavering gaze of the creature was unsettling, marking a tense moment in their research. Armed with a rifle, Kelleher decided to take action against this daunting presence. He fired at the figure, but the outcome remained unclear as the creature swiftly vanished into the night. A subsequent investigation of the spot revealed a lone, peculiar track in the snow. This track was notable for its size and the distinct two sharp claws that jutted out from the back, hinting at a heavy, predatory creature, akin to a massive bird of prey but on a far larger scale. This spine-tingling incident was not an isolated one, but rather part of a continuing series of odd events reported at Skinwalker Ranch. Nestled in the remote northeastern corner of Utah, the ranch has been a focal point for a variety of unexplained phenomena. Over the years, reports have included UFO sightings, inexplicable lights in the sky, and encounters with creatures that defy logical explanation. These occurrences often align with the area's rich indigenous folklore, particularly the Navajo tales of skinwalkers, shape-shifting witches that can transform into animals. These legends have been passed down through generations, adding a mystical dimension to the modern-day anomalies observed at the ranch. But there's even more. The 1997 encounter is a striking example of the kind of strange activity that draws researchers and the curious alike to Skinwalker Ranch. The direct interaction between a scientist and an unidentified entity provides a tangible connection to the folklore that permeates the region. The combination of scientific inquiry and traditional stories creates a unique narrative tapestry, where each new event is both a potential breakthrough and a deepening of the ranch's legendary status. In 1997, there was a sighting of a humanoid creature at Skinwalker Ranch that really added to the place's intriguing reputation. The story was documented by Kelleher and has been one of many odd occurrences that seem to have no clear explanation. These strange happenings have not only drawn the attention of scientists, but have also captured the public's imagination, leading to ongoing research and a lot of media stories. The history of Skinwalker Ranch is pretty wild, especially during the mid-1990s when Terry and Gwen Sherman owned it. They reported several bizarre incidents like cattle mutilations, unexplained crop formations, and encounters with unusually large animals, such as a wolf that seemed bulletproof. These weird events were enough for them to decide to sell the ranch to Robert Bigelow, a businessman who is really into UFOs. He set up NIDS, a group dedicated to scientifically studying these odd events at the ranch. Under Bigelow's direction, NIDS used the latest tech to try to document and make sense of the weirdness at the ranch. Despite all their high-tech gear, they struggled to find solid proof of what was going on. However, the sighting of the humanoid creature in 1997 and the strange tracks found around the same time gave a bit more credibility to the countless unexplained reports from Skinwalker Ranch. And that's not all of it. Skinwalker Ranch combines native folklore, first-hand accounts, and rigorous scientific studies, making it a key place for looking into paranormal activities. The humanoid creature spotted in 1997 is a prime example of the unexplained things that make the ranch such a fascinating topic for discussion and investigation. Today, Skinwalker Ranch continues to be a hotbed for research and is still capturing the public's interest. Owned by Adamantium Real Estate Holdings, the ranch is closely watched and studied. Researchers use advanced methods to probe the ongoing strange events. The lasting impact of the 1997 sighting and other phenomena ensure that Skinwalker Ranch remains a captivating subject for many more years. Years later, the odd events kept happening, bringing more attention and leading to new discoveries of strange underwater lights that made Skinwalker Ranch even stranger. Strange lights enter and exit lake. In the years 1998 and 2002, some really baffling incidents were reported that involved strange underwater objects, known as unidentified submerged objects, and some odd light shows. These events added layers of phenomena and drew more attention to these unexplained occurrences. Each event was carefully observed and detailed, emphasizing just how puzzling and elusive these phenomena really are. Let's start with the incident in 1998, near a man-made lake called Bottle Hollow, which sits right next to Skinwalker Ranch in Utah. A police officer witnessed an incredibly large light diving straight into the reservoir. This wasn't just any light. After disappearing into the water, it shot back out and soared into the sky. This intriguing event made people really start to wonder about the nature of these lights and their ability to interact with water in such a dramatic way. Bottle Hollow, which was filled back in 1970, has become a central point for these kinds of sightings. It's particularly known for these glowing orbs, often described as blue-white balls of light. These orbs seem to move with purpose, often seen entering and exiting the water, suggesting they are controlled or have some kind of intent. 4 years later, in 2002, another peculiar sighting took place at the same Bottle Hollow. This time, 4 young men at the lakeshore saw a blue-white orb of light enter the water. However, this wasn't just a simple dip into the water. The light transformed into a shimmering, belt-shaped beam of light before swiftly flying away into the night sky. This incident added to the growing catalogue of strange phenomena reported around this area, emphasizing the strange nature of these underwater lights and their ability to change forms and behaviors unexpectedly. And there's even more. These sightings at Bottle Hollow are part of broader studies into unidentified aerial phenomena and USOs. The researchers investigating these incidents have noted that these objects display capabilities that defy our current understanding of physics and engineering. Remarkably, these objects manage transitions from air to water seamlessly without causing any disturbance in the water, like splashing, or leaving any physical evidence like debris. This smooth transition between different mediums, air and water, is particularly intriguing. It has spurred a lot of interest and raised concerns among those studying them, including both academic researchers and military personnel. They are keenly interested in understanding how these objects operate and what implications they might have for our understanding of physical laws and technology. The continued observation and study of these phenomena highlight the unique and challenging nature of USOs and UAPs. As researchers delve deeper, trying to piece together the behavior and technology behind these sightings, each new event adds a piece to the whole thing, but also deepens the question. The ongoing research into these occurrences at places like Bottle Hollow, with its history of strange sightings, ensures that this topic remains not only a subject of scientific inquiry, but also a topic of public fascination and speculation. The strange behaviors of these orbs, their interactions with the environment, and the consistent lack of physical evidence post-sighting suggest a level of sophistication in technology that we have yet to understand or even imagine. This ongoing question continues to provoke both curiosity and concern as it challenges our understanding of the natural world. In 2019, an intriguing event took place involving the USS Omaha, a Navy ship, off the coast of San Diego. This ship captured a video of a UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena, that smoothly moved from the sky into the ocean. The Pentagon later confirmed this footage, showing us a glimpse of a craft zooming at incredible speeds with abilities that seem way beyond anything we currently understand in technology. The craft moved through both air and water effortlessly, without any visible engines or typical means of propulsion, sparking lots of questions about where it came from and what its purpose might be. This sighting, along with earlier ones from 1998 and 2002, has really pushed forward dedicated research into these strange events. Organizations like the National Institute for Discovery Science, NIDS, and various initiatives by the Department of Defense have been set up to gather more information and analyze these phenomena. The main goal has been to figure out what these objects could mean for national security and to advance scientific knowledge. Looking back, the incidents at Bottle Hollow in 1998 and 2002 seem to be part of a broader trend of strange sightings reported all around the globe. For example, in Norway's Hessdalen Valley, strange lights known as the Hessdalen lights have been seen since the early 1980s. These lights, often appearing as bright floating orbs, have captured the attention of many scientists. Various studies have been conducted using sophisticated equipment like radar and cameras to try to understand these lights better, focusing on where they come from and how they behave. Similarly, the underwater UFO and strange light phenomena from the late 90s and early 2000s continue to fascinate and confuse researchers and the general public alike. The ability of these objects to move between air and water so smoothly, their seemingly intelligent actions, and their advanced capabilities really challenge what we know about physics and technology. This opens up a lot of room for ongoing research and exploration. But that's not all of the story. These phenomena are not just a matter of public curiosity. They also raise significant questions for both science and national security. The ongoing investigations aim to peel back the layers of unknown surrounding these events. As researchers delve deeper, each new discovery or observation adds to our understanding, but also deepens the intrigue. The combination of historical data, recent advancements in technology, and continuous observation creates a rich tapestry of information that may someday lead to significant breakthroughs in understanding these extraordinary events. The continued interest in these unexplained sightings and phenomena reflects a broader human desire to understand the unknown. Whether it's the high-speed maneuvers of a UAP captured by a Navy ship or the eerie lights hovering over a Norwegian valley, these events challenge our perceptions and expand the boundaries of human inquiry. They remind us that there are still many questions left to explore and understand in our universe, pushing scientists, researchers, and the curious public to keep looking for answers and explanations. Are these UFO sightings at Skinwalker Ranch just figments of imagination? Or is there something truly extraordinary happening that we're not being told about? Could it be that there are unknown things hidden in plain sight? Tell us what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.